Bill Bryson, At Home, A Short History of Private Life. Embark on an intriguing journey through the history of private life with At Home by Bill Bryson. This summary delves deep into the fascinating progression of food preservation, construction materials, bedroom artifacts, bathing culture, and the ever-present companions of salt and pepper in our daily lives. Unravel the mysteries behind mundane objects and learn how necessity, cultural beliefs, and historical events shaped our domestic surroundings. Discover how the evolution of home life provides insight into our intricate relationship with our living spaces and the way they reflect our shared heritage.
Journey of canned foods. Canned foods are now commonplace in our kitchens, but centuries ago, finding ways to preserve food for extended periods was a struggle. The shift began when François Appert introduced glass jars in the late 18th century, but their weak seal left food vulnerable to contamination. Then, in the early 19th century, Brian Donkin developed metal cans made from wrought iron to provide a better seal. Despite their weight and difficulty in opening, canned food became a staple in military rations, with soldiers resorting to shooting or stabbing cans to access their contents. The invention of the can opener in 1925 made canned food more accessible and convenient. Unfortunately, during the 17th century, food adulteration was widespread due to a lack of regulation, with common additives such as gypsum in sugar, dust in tea, and chalk in milk. Now, with enforced food standards, we have more confidence in what we consume. Transforming building materials. In the early days of colonial British and American history, settlers in North America faced challenges when it came to building their homes. Limestone, a key ingredient in traditional British construction, was scarce, leading settlers to use wood. However, dwindling timber supplies prompted a switch to stone. Despite its endurance and abundance in Britain, stone's high transportation costs hindered its widespread use, relegating it to monumental projects like churches and castles. When the British arrived in North America, they encountered a significant obstacle in constructing their homes: the absence of limestone. Back home, they would have combined mud and sticks with lime to ensure stability. However, the lack of lime in the New World resulted in flimsy dwellings that often collapsed within a decade. To overcome this issue, settlers opted for the more robust material of wood. Unfortunately, timber was also in short supply as the Native American tribes had cleared many forested areas for better hunting opportunities. Certain practices were employed to manage the limited available resources, such as only removing the tops of trees for faster regrowth. Nonetheless, this approach did not provide a sustainable solution for large-scale construction projects. As a result, colonists in America began utilizing stone for their buildings. Interestingly, stone was abundant in Britain, but it was rarely used due to its weight and the exorbitant cost of transportation. Limestone, an excellent building stone, remained largely unexploited because extracting and transferring it from one location to another was prohibitively expensive. Consequently, only grand edifices like churches and castles were designed with stone. For instance, constructing a monastery could demand at least 40,000 cartloads of stone. Ordinary families, unable to afford stone and short on wood, were left to determine alternative means of crafting their homes. The rise and fall of brick. Building materials have always been subject to availability, affordability, and fashion trends. In times past, English families opted for brick when stone was scarce, as it was abundant in areas like London. However, the British government's introduction of a brick tax following the American Revolutionary War made the material less appealing. Prominent architects like Isaac Ware labeled brick an improper material for refined homes, leading to a shift toward stucco and stone facades during the late Georgian era. Despite its decline in popularity, brick remains an integral part of England's architectural history. In the past, English families looking to construct their homes would select building materials based on several factors, one of which was fashion. When expensive stone was not easily accessible, many turned to bricks, especially in areas where limestone was scarce. London, for example, had an abundance of iron-rich clay, which could be made into bricks on site, eliminating transportation costs entirely. However, bricks' popularity took a hit after the American Revolutionary War. With the end of the war, British coffers no longer received American taxes, leading to a financial shortfall. Seeking to fill this gap, Britain initiated a brick tax in 1784. Consequently, bricks lost appeal as a building material and became associated with poor taste in architecture. During the late Georgian era, 1714 to 1830, preference switched to stucco and stone. Many brick houses were covered with stucco, a mixture of cement, lime, and water, to make them resemble stone structures. Another technique for achieving this aesthetic was a stone facade covering the brick underneath. A prime example of this is London's Apsley House, now the Duke of Wellington's townhouse, which concealed its brick structure with solid stone. The story of the brick as a building material not only walks us through an architectural shift in history but also reflects how economic and social changes can reshape our surroundings. Mattress nightmares of the past. Imagine having a mattress filled with an array of materials, including straw, feathers, hair, sea moss, and sawdust. Back in the 19th century, these were common stuffing options, which led to a slew of uninvited bedmates such as bedbugs, moths, mice, and rats. To add to the chaos, sexual health in that era was a mystery, with many people believing that women experiencing sexual arousal during conception would damage the unborn child. Women were advised to avoid stimulating activities like reading or board games during pregnancy. As for men, masturbation was considered a grave danger to their health, leading to the invention of the penile pricking ring in the 1850s, intended to prevent nocturnal accidents. Today, we can enjoy a good night's sleep, thankful for the improvements in mattress technology and sexual understanding. Rome to plague, bathing's journey. In ancient Rome, bathing was a crucial part of everyday life, enjoyed by people of all classes for both cleanliness and social purposes. Luxurious bathhouses included a variety of amenities such as libraries, barbers, and tennis courts. However, the perspective shifted when early Christians began equating unwashed individuals with holiness. This belief, coupled with the bubonic plague, led to the misconception that bathing facilitated diseases by opening one's pores to infection. Consequently, people felt more secure being covered in dirt and grime, and skin rashes and itchiness became commonplace. Unsurprisingly, the plague thrived in such an unhygienic environment, but appropriate connections between cleanliness and disease prevention were not established until much later. Salt and pepper's intriguing history. Salt, an essential component for human survival, has played a critical role in shaping history. Throughout the ages, societies have gone to extreme and inventive lengths to secure this invaluable mineral. Salt was even used as a demonstration of power, such as in Henry VIII's extravagant feasts. Contrastingly, pepper's significance lies in its cultural and historical value, rather than its biological necessity. The Romans' deep fascination with pepper turned it into a symbol of wealth and status, as exemplified by Duke Karl of Bourgogne's pepper-studded wedding. Despite their disparate origins, both salt and pepper have become quintessential fixtures on dining tables worldwide, each with its own captivating stories buried beneath the surface.
As we conclude this exploratory venture into our domestic past with At Home, we gain a profound appreciation for the transformation of everyday objects, materials, and practices. Bill Bryson's accounts of food preservation, home construction, bedrooms, bathing, and the tale of salt and pepper showcase the remarkable journey that shapes our modern lives. The growth and development of our private spaces and habits reflect the cultural, practical, and historical factors that have unified humanity over time. By understanding the evolution of home life, we embrace the enduring connections that bind us together through diverse perspectives and shared experiences.